today speaking positively, because over the last few weeks all we've had is negative. We've had blame. We've had blame for people who dare to go and ask for a test for COVID when they're worried that their children have been sent home from school. They're worried that they're not sure if they can go to work tomorrow because their workmate's got COVID. This is what we're hearing, blame. It's dead easy to do. And today we're focusing on the fact the easiest people to blame are the people who are most vulnerable. People who haven't got anything. People like asylum seekers and refugees. Blame them because there aren't very many of them and they're not us. And it's easy to blame them for the fact the jobs are going. Not government policy, not the results of COVID and the way it's been handled, but blame asylum seekers, blame refugees. And yet, this government will accept, and we will accept people who are billionaires. They can be friends of Putin, they can be people from around the world, from the most horrific countries. They could be the associates of dictators, but accept them because they've got the money to pay for their visas to come and work here, to keep their money here, for people to hide their money in our banks. So that's the first point. It's nice to actually be able to stand up and say, we welcome people. We want people to be part of our community. Secondly, who are these people? Would you pack up your bags, not even much of a bag, and cross the world, cross the Sahara, cross over through war-torn countries in order to get to Western Europe? Would you risk your life going in a little boat across the Mediterranean when somebody throws themselves into the sea in France and they drown because they made a homemade boat? They're not doing that because it's a holiday, they're doing it because they're desperate. I've come down here and picked up this banner, this placard. One of the reasons people come is because their livelihoods are destroyed by climate change. That's not going to go away. Many of these people have come here from war-torn countries, which they didn't cause, wars which are caused by governments around the world like our own. They aren't going to go away, and yet a very small number come to this country. A very small number would like to start a new life in safety. And what do? We turn our backs on them. So it's great today to see people welcoming those people, because we should be welcoming them with open arms, because they are people who are actually some of the brightest and most talented people in this world. Although we wouldn't know it because we won't allow them to work, and we won't allow them to stay unless they go through hoop after hoop, year after year, to get the right to live here and bring up a family and become a positive part of our community. So let's change things. Let's make sure that it's not just a small number of us, but a large number. That we don't turn our backs on these people, but we accept them as our friends and our neighbours. Because when we get to know them, they are people who will make a positive contribution to our community and our lives. We need them. And finally, if I was a final, well, I'm already involved with helping at the Refugee Forum. We need a lot more people and we need a lot more money, because all of that hangs on a shoestring, and we've got to make sure that we are offering that support to people who are coming to this country with nothing, with no rights, with no right to turn to public funds for support, with no right to work. And these people need to have that support to start things off properly now. So please, support the Refugee Forum, support the fight against racism in our town. Thank you.